the thrift shop. Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like,
damn, that's a cold ass honky.
Rolling in hella deep, heading to the mezzanine, dressed in all pink, except my gator shoes, those are green. Draped in a leopard mink, girl standing next to me. Probably should have watched this. It smells like R. Kelly sheets. But shit, it was 99 cents. Copping it, washing it, about to go and get some compliments. Passing up on those moccasins. Someone else has been walking and bummy and grungy. Fuck it, man, I am stunting and flossing and saving my money. And I'm hella happy, that's a bargain, bitch. I'ma take your grandpa style, No, for real, ask your grandpa, can I have his hand-me-downs? Velour jumpsuit and some house slippers. Dookie brown leather.
Could this be? Could this be? Are we live on Wrestling Talk now? It's only been 3 months. Only been 3 months, but we are here. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We took a crazy hiatus. Things got busy. I had an eye operation. Everybody else got busy doing stuff, work, all that. Life got in the way. We are still wrestling fans. We still, of course, watch the product, but life definitely got in the way. But we are here, and things are going to be a little bit different in terms of going live. We're probably going to be doing it once a month until, we have a little bit more time. But we're going to be doing it once a month, basically after every WWE pay-per-view. The week after, we'll be going live all through the socials, and we'll be maybe a little bit more active on our socials more often with certain stuff, clips here and there, telling you the news. I've been crazy active on Twitter, and we're going to start doing that with TikTok as well, and doing just a bunch of lives. If any of us have a certain feeling about something, just shoot it off on TikTok, get our ideas out there. And now that we have the live feature, once we unlock everything, it'll be sweet. We can just randomly start going up, going in. Hey, buddy, by the way, we got 10 minutes. What did you think of this? What did you think of that? We're going to be a little bit more crazy, interactive that way. I am, of course, Justin JLB. And, of course, alongside is the man, the hostess with the mostest, Big Red. How goes it, good sir?
It's going. I'm a bit confused with this whole social crap, but it's going. Yeah, I'm going.
It's going. Well, I'm currently live on TikTok at WTN.
Oh, I know. I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
That's it. And, we're got to go through a few more hurdles to be able to invite guests on. So we're doing that as well. And, yeah, we're live. And wrestling's been happening. There's been a lot going on. To just basically, Cody finishes the story from WrestleMania. That was crazy. WrestleMania was wild. Biggest WrestleMania gate ever. That was crazy. Then, of course, we had the draft. The draft happened. Nothing really crazy happened. There's only a few people who went from one show through to another show. But, yeah, nothing crazy aside from, like, the LWO switching to Raw. And I think the Kabuki Warriors or Damage Control went to SmackDown, if that even happened. I don't even think that happened. I think they still stayed on Raw. So the draft wasn't all that crazy, but a few NXT stars came through. Ilya Dragunov is now on Raw. Valkyrie or Valkyrie is now on Raw as well. So we got a few NXT stars. Jade is on SmackDown, and all that fun stuff. So the draft was, it was all right. Triple H made it more into like a sports draft, though. So that was kind of cool, kind of different. What did you kind of think of the draft quickly there, Big Red?
I'm never a fan of the draft, to be honest with you.
But this is Triple H's draft. It's different.
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care? Okay.
I never liked it.
Never just liked it. Okay, to begin with.
Why do you need to have like a draft? Like I know there's split brands. I get it. But either way, split or not split, we still see everyone in this mixed shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So split or no split, and that's what's been going on Vince era, right? With the Paul Levesque era, I think he literally wants to stick with where they're going. Now that a draft has actually been done, he made it a whole big deal that a week later the draft was locked. So you cannot go anywhere. You cannot do anything. You cannot trade or anything like that. And he's making it seem like it's a legitimate sports draft. By the way, kudos to him for also doing it at the same time as the NFL draft. That was kind of cool. He's really trying to make it seem like it's a legitimate draft. So I think now with the Paul Levesque era, we are going to be getting a more legit draft where Raw superstars will be Raw superstars and SmackDown superstars will be SmackDown, aside from the champions. Champions are staying at their respective brands because they're the champion. So maybe we'll see this champion still go. It's still too early to kind of say, but you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's only been like a week since the draft happened, and so far we haven't had any, pushovers, if you will, yet. And I don't think we will. I think he wants to be legitimate about it.
We shall see. Hey, Serge, ça va, oui, toi?
Serge, how goes it, good sir?
I don't know. I'm still debating.
Still debating?
I'm still waiting. So far, so good, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So far, so good. I mean, it's still early. I think Vince kind of just did whatever with the draft. And if there's ever going to be a switch or anything like that, I think it's going to be a trade scenario where I'm going to trade you for him, Raw for SmackDown. I'll give you two guys to get this guy, like regular sports does it. I think Triple H is trying to legitimize it in that way, as it's an actual sport.
Talking about the split, I enjoyed it when they did the bragging rights.
Oh, where it was like Raw versus SmackDown kind of thing.
Yeah, and now that War Games is in the main roster.
Yeah, which is usually at Survivor Series War Games. Yeah,
I would like to see like Raw versus SmackDown, and I don't know if whoever wins gets. I don't know for the first and second pick of the Rumble or something, or.
I mean, it could be a few things. So it could be, whoever wins Raw versus SmackDown could be, hey, I get first pick in the next draft. I get first pick at the one of my superstars gets first pick at the Rumble. I get to do a trade of some kind, or like the trades. Let's say the trade deadline is done. I get to do a different kind of trade. I get to do another trade where I get a superstar of my choosing or something. Maybe they'll do something like that. But I'm pretty sure, I'm thinking that's how it's going to be like now. It's going to be for bragging rights for something, not just, hey, SmackDown rules, but, hey, we get the first pick in the Rumble, or we get the last pick in the Rumble, or whatever have you, or first pick in the draft, which kind of would make sense too.
Right. I'm watching both of you. That's why I'm like,
Just, just, focus on one of us.
Yeah. I'm focused
on But yeah, just a bunch of people are joining. I haven't noticed anyone comment. So.
Okay. You take care of that. I'll take care of you. Well,
I'll do my darndest. So that happened. Draft happened. We saw some killer matches already with Ilya Dragunov and, on Raw, it was Ilya Dragunov versus, I want to say Gable. I don't think it was Gable, though. Sami Zayn?
When? Sorry?
Raw. Who did Ilya Dragunov face?
Oh my God. I'm so blank. I just finished watching it.
Preparation at its finest. Let's check.
I'm blank. I saw it. I know he won.
Yes, Ilya Dragunov. Oh, fucking Ricochet.
Thank you. Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was fucking disappointed. And I knew it too. It was Ilya Dragunov's first match on Raw. And so there's a tournament, right? That's what's going on. There's a tournament for the King of the Ring, for the Queen, Queen and King of the Ring. Tournament happening. that they're doing now, and it's gonna end at King and Queen of the Ring, May. I believe it's May 26th.
Mhm.
If that sounds about right. May
Sounds right.
26th, where the finals will be decided there, and then you'll get the King and Queen of the Ring. Ricochet, of course, lost because Ricochet should have won, but of course he wasn't going to beat Ilya Dragunov.
Is he
It was his
becoming?
debut.
Is he becoming a jobber? That's my question. I don't want it to.
Listen, I don't think he's becoming a jobber. He did. One, he already kind of was a jobber, right? He already was kind of there. I think they're giving him a few things. He won the Speed Championship. I know what you're saying. Whatever. Who cares?
The
Still a
Speed
title.
Championship
Still
is
a
the same thing.
championship.
Is the same thing as the 24/7 champion.
I don't want to put the Speed Championship and the 24-hour championship title in that same high regard. However, you're not the only one that is frustrated. So is Ricochet. He posted on Twitter, kind of disappointed at himself and all that. And look, he has nothing to be disappointed about. It was a killer match, probably the match of the night for Raw. The guy deserves so much better. He just needs a little bit more charisma on the mic. He certainly has charisma in the ring. That's not the problem here. This guy can go. He's easily top 5 in that ring as a technical wrestler. You cannot, in the modern era, you cannot take that away from him. However, he can't talk on the mic. He's too Natalia with it. He has no charisma. And that's a double burn on Ricochet and Natalia. But I mean that with the most respect to an extent. You gotta get some charisma going. Do something. Because once Ricochet has that, he is unstoppable. And I even had tried to mention it to him on Twitter. Dude, maybe you should go heel. Maybe heel Ricochet would work for you. You've never been heel, but you do need a little bit more charisma going on, and maybe that would help you out. But yeah, fire match though. Ilya Dragunov and Ricochet, that was wild. Just absolutely wild.
Yep.
But let's talk about Backlash in Lyon, France.
Let's talk about those fans.
Yeah, that was probably the loudest crowd ever.
I don't know.
They beat out Chicago. They beat out Chicago. Wembley. Well, these are the loudest. They beat out New York. They beat out us.
I don't know if I was watching wrestling or if I was watching a soccer game.
You were definitely watching. I bet you a lot of those people were soccer fans for sure.
100%.
They didn't stop. They didn't stop like at all. Like from 1, 2, Supplemente, they did the whole fucking chant. And then they just kept going. They never stopped throughout the entire freaking SmackDown and the pay-per-view. So much so there was like a decibel warning that they got, which is like crazy. And there was only 12,000 fans there on top of that. It wasn't even that packed, but the gate apparently broke records. So that's
what I understand. How does the gate? You have
12 tickets were overcharged for tickets for sure. That's how that happens.
Yeah,
legit. You know, like we heard of like Glasgow being like crazy prices at the beginning, but now it looks like it's almost sold out. So maybe they lowered the prices. I do remember in France though checking. It was like $300 just for like the nosebleed seats. So they definitely so front row was probably like up there. You know what I mean? Like, and it's francs as well, or euros, I guess. I don't think they go by francs anymore. They go by euros. A lot more money there. So yeah, you're looking, if the nosebleeds were 300, the front row was probably an easy 3,000, you know? So it was once in a lifetime. They haven't been there in like forever. And for a pay-per-view, they've never been there. So.
They've never been in pay-per-view, but they do their European tours.
Yeah, that's a live show, though. This is a televised show, and you know it's a big idea. It's a big deal,
right?
You know,
right. Excuse me, right?
But yeah, no, Backlash was fun. So first of all, the crowd was amazing. They just nonstop, and maybe was a little bit annoying at some points because it was like, holy shit, guys, shut up. But whatever.
No,
You know
I
what
loved
mean?
it. I was more entertained with the fans than the actual matches that were happening in the ring.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, they definitely added to the matches for sure. First of all, the KO, Randy Orton versus Solo and Tama Tonga. Fun
Mhm.
match.
Mhm.
Great way to start the show.
Mhm.
It was a
Mhm.
no DQ. We saw Tonga Loa. Tonga is it Tonga?
Tangaloa, yeah.
Tonga
Good job.
Loa
Good job. Good
come.
job.
There you go. We saw Tonga Loa show up. Another guy part of the bloodline. He's part of Solo's bloodline. He missed his cue because then there was footage afterwards where the referee was like getting himself out of the ring to like.
But do we know for a fact this is Solo's bloodline?
Oh, 100%. This is definitely going to be a bloodline thing because Paul Heyman doesn't know anything that's happening.
I know it's a bloodline thing, but do we know for a fact?
Oh
that
yeah, it's
Solo?
definitely going to be like a new. This is the Rock's bloodline. That's what it is.
So this is the Wolf Pack versus the Black and White.
This is yes, exactly. So this is like NWO Black and White versus NWO Black and Red. This is the Rock's bloodline, essentially, where these are the ones that respect your elders. You know what I mean? So like the high chiefs and whatnot. So this is technically the Rock's bloodline. You can see that kind of happening with Paul Heyman not knowing anything that's going on. So Paul Heyman doesn't know what's going on. Roman Reigns certainly doesn't know what's going on. And that's going to definitely lead to something. And that will probably lead to the fall of the bloodline.
I read something about this, and I was like, if this happens, I'm all in for it because I need a new T-shirt.
Right.
That technically it's going to be those three plus Jacob Fatu is going to come soon, hopefully, very soon.
Right.
Excited
Well,
for
everyone
that.
thought Jacob Fatu was going to show up on France.
Right.
So everyone thought it was Jacob Fatu that was going to be the one who was going to show up, but it turned out to be another Samoan who shows up. Jesus, man, they're everywhere. Like there's more of them. Like what is going on? I didn't even. But those two are like a crazy. Those two are crazy in New Japan, though. They were like a tag team, right? The two brothers. So that's going to be pretty exciting if they can do some of the stuff they did there. That would be fun.
So now they're gonna have their 4. Well, with The Rock is 5. Right now it's 4, right?
Tama Tonga, Solo, Tonga Loa. It's 3 technically.
Yeah. Well, when Jacob comes, there's 4.
Yeah. Okay. Jacob comes. Yeah, it's gonna be 4.
So then you have Roman. Most likely the Usos are gonna be together. Back together.
Yeah.
And then we need Sami Zayn. And if Sami Zayn,
I don't think Sami Zayn's going to be part of that. I don't see Sami Zayn. I guess Roman would be considered a face though, because The Rock is definitely going to be the Theo bloodline there.
We need it has to be Uzi. Come on,
that would be kind of cool. I could kind of see Sami Zayn get involved in that.
Sami becomes with Roman's bloodline. OG.
Yeah.
Take my money now.
I feel like it would have to be another Samoan, though. I don't know. I know he's an honorary Uce and everything like that. But I almost feel like there has to be someone else. Unless Jacob Fatu doesn't come yet. You know what I mean? Or doesn't get involved. And it's really just going to be...
They said that he's supposed to come, but they're scared that he's going to... what's the word they use? Overshadow Solo. Is that the right word I could use? They think that basically they think he's gonna be bigger than Solo. And right now they want Solo to be the main point.
Wasn't Tama Tonga like kind of like wasn't he the shit in New Japan?
Yeah.
Right? Like this guy was like so I mean I think everyone's just gonna fall in line. He's part of Bullet Club and all that. and he was like the talker of the group too, if I'm not mistaken.
He's one of
he
them.
took
He's one
over.
of them.
He's one of them. So, yeah, and so from now we're kind of seeing Solo still kind of take charge. I don't necessarily. I just don't know. I think it's more of the fact that they're just kind of waiting for. Well, now when do we kind of bring them in? Like now, there's got to be another match, and we'll kind of bring them in for something else. I don't know who Tama Tonga's or Jacob Fatu's beef was with anybody in New Japan for for WWE rather. Like who he would kind of beefed with in New Japan when he was there, or in MLW, I guess, right? Because he came from MLW.
Jacob was MLW.
MLW. He was never New Japan at all?
Not that I remember.
Okay. So, let me see what that is. Okay. Yeah, so I think they're just going to wait for maybe like another match or something. Obviously, the KO Randy Orton thing isn't done. KO and Randy Orton got screwed again. So this feud was going to continue more. You're probably going to see, I guess, who's on SmackDown now. So Cody, I guess, maybe get involved, right? Because Cody's on SmackDown now.
Mm-hmm.
That, because this eventually is all going to lead to Cody is going to be the one on Roman's side, actually. That's probably who's going to be your other bloodline person.
Cody? No.
Yeah, it's going to be Cody because Cody and Rock is what they're teasing, right? So Cody and Rock is what they're kind of teasing. Yeah. I don't see Roman, because I don't see this happening anytime soon. Bloodline versus Bloodline. I see this happening like not even SummerSlam. I see this happening like Survivor Series.
Right. It's gonna happen Survivor Series.
Right, but I mean, even like getting it started, I almost feel like because I don't see The Rock coming back anytime soon.
Okay, so if you don't see The Rock coming anytime soon, why would Cody be in the picture then?
Well, because Cody's champion, right? So Cody's gonna be.
But I think he's done with the Samoa.
Well, no, but Cody is gonna help out KO because they're friends, and he's gonna help out Randy. I'm saying, but that's only really gonna. The Bloodline versus Bloodline thing is only really going to happen.
Okay, so you're saying it's separate from Roman and all that. You think it's going to be with okay. I thought you meant he was going to help with Roman.
I was kind of answer thinking there too. But that's it. But I think the whole Roman's bloodline versus Rock's bloodline is only going to happen like Survivor Series. So I think from now we're going to have faces go against the bad bloodline and then get the heel bloodline over a little bit more and do a bunch of stuff. And then when they're kind of on top, not as champion or anything, but when they're kind of running things, that's when Roman is technically going to come back. Probably something's going to happen with an Uso, Jimmy or Jay, and someone's going to get attacked, and then that's when it's going to kind of start. Because you can already kind of see Paul Heyman scared, or Paul Heyman even getting attacked.
Or maybe he's just playing and he knows this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Heyman is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, very sly, you know what I mean? So I can definitely see that being a thing. But I don't know. I think he's siding with Roman, though. I think right now he's just scared and he has nothing else to do until Roman comes back. Because I do think that's his whole little Roman is king kind of thing.
I don't see Paul Heyman I don't see Paul Heyman as a face, though.
Yeah, you're right. Paul Heyman as a face might not necessarily work.
It could work for a week or two.
Yeah, good work. Or that's it. Or just to get everyone kind of in, and that's how Paul Heyman gets Roman back, and then Paul Heyman screws over Roman. That could work for sure. And honestly, Roman doesn't need a mouthpiece anymore, anyways. Right? He's good now. Acknowledge me. This. Maybe he might still say acknowledge me because the fans love that, anyways. Or maybe he might not even be a full-fledged face either, but he might just be more like neutral, just kind of like, I'm not bad, but I'm still cocky, but I've been humbled,
Sit down, be humble.
Yeah, with doing a Kendrick line, because boy knows that's everyone else is talking about it. Every other wrestling promotion is talking about it. So why not we mention it? It's a Kendrick line right there, because the whole world has been talking about Kendrick versus Drake. So why not us?
Fuck Drake.
Yeah, I mean it was a crazy week with that. But yeah, Kendrick definitely did a lot with his last Not Like Us. That was a back-to-back. That's a club banger. So if Jake's going to come back, he's got to come back with a crazy anthem, or else that's done. But yeah, Backlash, that's how it started. That match, great match to start it off. There was really no problems with it. Of course, the Bloodline wins by cheating. That's what they've been doing for the last 4 years. So why stop now?
Since day one.
Since day one-ish. Absolutely. They've been cheating since day one-ish. So why stop now? And then after that, we had the women's match. We had Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi.
I already thought it was going to be Tiffany time, to be honest with you.
I thought it was going to be Tiffy time as well, but I don't know if you necessarily wanted to make Bayley a transitional champion that way. I think it will be Tiffy time soon, but I think they want to build it to between Tiffany and Bayley a lot longer. Tiffany, of course, looked amazing. What is this? TikTok universe.
What's happening? What's happening on the TikTok world?
TikTok universe. I don't know.
He doesn't know what's happening on TikTok world.
I don't know what's happening on the TikTok world. I don't know. No idea. I saw a red little banner. I'm like, what is this? But nothing.
Are we getting points?
I think points is when you have people. We got nothing at the moment. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm just using this to fucking waste the minutes. So like this, we can start doing more things with TikTok. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out a lot this week in terms of how the points are going to work and whatnot. But yeah, Tiffany Stratton looked amazing though in the match. It was a fun match. It was cool. Bayley winning makes sense. You don't want to make her a transitional champion too soon. She just won the championship at Mania? So, you don't want to make her a transitional champion that way. She's face. A lot of people are still into her. Tiffy just got there too. You don't want to make her champion too soon and make Bayley look bad. However, I think Trips just wants to build a storyline with that, a little bit more of a storyline, and then it will definitely be Tiffy time because she's definitely over, and she's a phenomenal heel. Everyone in France was chanting Tiffy time because it was everyone's ready. She was phenomenal in NXT. She's already faced Becky. She might maybe do something with Becky on Raw or something and rekindle that feud. But again, they can't go anywhere unless they randomly get traded. That's what we're assuming. But yeah, no, it was a fun match. It was good. I had no problems with it. Seeing Tiffany Stratton every time is great. She's just phenomenal with those moonsaults.
I heard that she wants Charlotte for Mania.
I mean, Charlotte for Mania, I think that's been a long dream match for a lot of people. And if Charlotte comes back, then by next Mania, then yeah, we'll probably be able to see that for sure. That would be fun. But I mean, dude, Mania just finished. I don't think Triple H even knows what's going to go on for next Mania. Yet. Which, by the way, is in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, April 19th and 20th.
Not happy about that.
It was announced. I don't mind it. I mean, that was kind of rumored for a while. The Undertaker accidentally mentioned it.
I really wanted to be at Minnesota. It was Minnesota, right?
Why did you want it to be in Minnesota so bad?
Because I don't. It's Vegas. It's so.
Flashy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easier to get to Vegas than Minnesota.
How is it easier?
I don't know. I just assume it's easier. It's
And
only like
and what I and the other thing is, it's gonna be very tricky for me to watch Mania next year because it's on Easter weekend.
I guess Easter's canceled, bud.
I thank God for Netflix. It's gonna be Netflix
Yeah.
and pray. It's not gonna be Netflix
Yeah.
and chill. It's gonna be Netflix and pray.
Netflix and pray. Yeah, no, straight up, it will be on Netflix next year. And I'm almost certain they maybe might do it earlier, but everyone has their masks and stuff too, right?
Well, it's gonna be regular time. It's gonna be 7, 8 o'clock. They can't do it earlier.
Yeah, that's weird, huh? That's weird
Well-
that they would. Are you sure? Is Easter usually the 19th? It's
Yeah,
that weekend.
they checked. I checked. They even announced it Easter weekend Mania 41.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
Well, they can't do it. I don't think there's gonna be a problem doing it at 7, 8 o'clock because when UFC does their Vegas fights, it's at 10. The main events at 10 at night. So
Oh no, I'm saying it's fine, but I mean, I don't think people are gonna like not watch because of Easter,
oh
unless
no, I know.
you know,
I'm
people
gonna
are,
I'm gonna eat my rabbit with my phone near me.
yeah. That's it. So I don't think that's gonna cancel.
No.
That's gonna stop a lot of people from watching. This is not the the 1950s where a lot more people were religious. You know what I mean? So
No,
I
it
think
just
it's,
sucks because I'm not gonna be home. I'm gonna be at either my mom, my
Right.
in-laws, or my parents' place,
right.
and I'm gonna have to hear my mom say, "Drop the phone. It's family time."
No, that's it. But you just watch it the next day. It is what it is. It's a
Ugh.
2-day fiesta.
Which the saying of "don't watch it, you watch it the next day" is impossible with social media.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't have your phone then. You know what I mean? Have it a no phone Easter weekend.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix, so you can literally watch it like right after it's done. No
I'm gonna
problem.
watch it during it's happening.
All right. Yeah, but you won't be fully invested and fully into it. That's crazy. I'm surprised they're actually doing it on Easter weekend. That's
I was very surprised as well.
That's pretty
my friend.
wild.
I was
That's,
very surprised, good sir. Yes, I was.
for sure. So
You know what? You know what? It is what it is. We don't make the decisions. We're
No.
still gonna watch it
yeah, that's it. We'll definitely still watch it.
because it's a
and,
new era.
It's definitely a new era. This time you're right. It's a new era. It's the Paul Levesque era. They made that a big thing at WrestleMania.
Is it the Paul Levesque
And,
era? Is it the Triple H era? What is it? It's the Paul era, right? It's the
Well, I think he said it's also the Renaissance era too.
I don't
A
like
bunch
that.
of things.
no, the Renaissance.
I mean, honestly, you can't really call it anything. It gets called what it gets called, like after you're in the brunt of things. You know what I mean? Like the Attitude Era wasn't called the Attitude Era when it was starting. You know
No.
what I mean?
Well,
that wasn't the
it's-
thing.
They had attitude.
Yes, it had attitude, but I mean, it WWF
I know.
attitude and all that
I
fun
know.
stuff.
I know.
But it wasn't called the Attitude Era, so it'll get its name at some point. Yeah, but for now we're calling it the Paul Levesque era. So 3-way match. How did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I
Enjoyed it.
liked it. I'm not a fan. I try. Like I'm a good person. I try.
I mean, you have your moments.
I'm not a fan of Naomi.
Jesus, there was 3 people in the match. Are you gonna go say the match sucked because of Naomi?
No, I didn't suck. I
Okay.
just preferred if it was Bailey versus Tiff.
Yeah, so I think that's what it maybe might be leading to, where it is a Bailey versus Tiff. But at the same time, man, I don't know. Naomi's getting a little bit better in the ring. She has to do something else. I get that she created the glow gimmick, and I guess it kind of works, and the kids like it. But Naomi too, she needs like a better personality or something, a better
She should
gimmick.
go to the bloodline.
She needs a little bit more charisma. That was rumored too, Naomi and the bloodline. Again, yes, she's married to a bloodline member, but she's not really blood.
Well,
right.
technically, if you put Naomi with Roman's bloodline and you put Nia with the Rock's bloodline.
which you can definitely do. Yep.
Boom. Now I like Naomi.
Yeah, I mean that could be something. So you put her name is Nia.
Naya.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of Naya. I was thinking of The Rock's daughter there
Oh
in
no, I was
NXT.
talking. She's GM.
Yeah, whatever. She could then wrestle. I don't know.
She could be the manager, like Paul Heyman's the manager.
Yeah, she could be the manager. Yeah, that's it. I guess.
I don't
That
know. I
would
forgot
work.
her name. I forgot her name.
Rain. I think her name is
Eva Rain?
Rain.
Eva Rain? Rain
I don't think it's
Eva?
Eva Rain. Eva Rain. Eva Rain. That might sound. Now I got Eva Rain stuck in my head. I'm not
I
quite
think
sure
it's a
that's
porn.
correct.
I think it's a porn star's name.
That might be a porn star's name. I don't know. We're just fucking. We're sick bastards here.
I'm
But
Googling.
yes, The Rock's daughter. Don't Google too much. Don't.
Yeah, Eva Rain.
Eva Rain. Okay, so we're not
I
crazy.
was right.
All right.
AVARAINE.
Boom. Yeah, so it could be something where she does join the bloodline, where it could.
Yeah.
It can
How are we
make sense.
doing? How are we doing good on TikTok? Any?
I don't know. It just says people join, people leave, people come. Nothing crazy. No comments.
Okay.
But I mean, it's
It's ticking away. It's ticking away. We have half
it's
an hour left.
ticking away. That's it. So boom, good match that happened. Next up we got. Then it was
Sammy, didn't Sammy wrestle?
no Sammy.
Sammy, there was no IC title match. You're right. There wasn't.
No, Sammy did not wrestle. Sammy
No.
wasn't there. KO.
No, it was
KO.
KO. Yeah. It was,
Okay, we have AJ and Cody, but that was obviously the last match. We had the tag match. Jade and
yes. Well,
and then there was another match though.
do we had it? Did we have to watch the match to know what was going to happen before it actually happened?
No, we definitely did not. Damian Priest versus Jey Uso was the other match.
Thank you. Yeet.
Yeet.
Those
Yeah, we forgot
fans,
about the yeet.
that view.
Those fans, those fans went crazy on Jey Uso. Even Randy Orton, by the way.
Yeah.
They were singing his song, and I want that to continue on to be a thing. That was wild for Randy Orton.
I thought there was going to be a curveball for the Priest and Uso match, in the sense of they saw that the fans were 110% with
Jay.
Jay. Thank you. I was gonna say Jimmy. Jay. I honestly thought that Jay was gonna win the title.
Yeah, I think they're telling a story with Damian, and that's going to be the breakup of the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We already see that with Dominic and Liv Morgan. That's slowly happening. She had Dominic's bandana in her pocket.
What about that mustache? Just that mustache should go to Hall of Fame.
That mustache should go to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Dominic's just chilling. He's also injured too, but he doesn't need surgery, so that's good. But it's kind of good too because Mommy's not there, so he doesn't have anything else necessarily.
Did you hear the nicknames that the people have given Priest?
The nicknames that people have given Priest, like what?
Yeah, the transgender Undertaker.
Oh yeah, the transgender Undertaker. Yeah, and then he even made fun of that himself because he saw that was trending and all that.
I have heard that, and now when I see him, that's all I think of.
Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I like Damian Priest, but I don't know him too. It's just he's too stone face. He's almost like the Underthal. You know what I mean? The Underthal. He's like, great wrestler, but I don't know. He needs a change too.
I think it's his gear. It's too Undertaker-ish.
No, I just think you're just stuck over the transgender Undertaker. Then.
I think so.
But yeah, that match was okay. That match was fine. I would have loved it more if there was no interference.
Well,
I think that took away from how great the match actually was. But I do get it. They're telling a story where eventually Damian Priest and Finn Balor and JD McDonough are gonna all get mad at each other, and then that's it and bounce. So someone's gonna cross someone there. So I get with that what's going on. But yeah, great match too. That was a fun match. Tag match, whatever. I mean, we all knew it was gonna happen. Jade. They're making Jade look like $1 million. She still doesn't wrestle a whole lot technically, but they are making Jade look like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I think WWE already has made Jade more of a star than when she was in AEW, even with the 50-0.
She's a bigger star than Sasha Banks is at AEW.
Oh, that's 100%. For sure. She was a bigger star than when she was there.
She's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. She needs to find something. Her CEO thing isn't necessarily working. I am excited for that match.
Sorry.
No worries. I am excited for that match. Though that match is gonna be between Mercedes and Willow. That's gonna be fun.
I'm a Willow fan. Always been.
Willow fan, yeah. No, Willow's great. She's a good wrestler. But I think it's Mercedes' title to get. Obviously,
if she correct me if I'm wrong. I know we're going back and forth here, but it's fine. Does all does AEW still have those ranking system?
So apparently they do.
So
a lot of people were bitching. That's it. Because a lot of people were bitching about that.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, definitely makes no sense.
Yeah, my point exactly.
I know. That's why they originally had scrapped the whole ranking system, and they should have stayed with it scrapped.
Well, Phil said it, and I don't agree with Phil. But Phil was right.
Yeah, no, I mean, CM Punk. I mean, like him or hate him, the dude was right about a lot of things in AEW. In not so many words, he was calling it a circus, and that Tony was just a good guy. He's not a boss, though. You know what I mean? When he was on Helwani's show there, he was spitting facts. And that's unfortunately the thing with Tony. He's just kind of a good dude, good guy, but he doesn't know how to run his company. He needs another boss there to help him out or something and kind of take control and take the reins for that specific part about it, because it's just crazy there. It's completely psychotic. He has too much on his plate. Not completely psychotic, but he has too much on his plate between everything going on. I do like, though, all the fans and all that were kind of shitting on the whole footage being released, but they ended up doing a cool thing with it. They made the EVPs come back. They Meltzer driver Tony Khan, Jack Perry is back. The Scapegoat. They did that well, though. They did that really well, and it worked.
I do not remember or recall the last time I have watched anything that AEW has done on TV.
Okay. So for quite a while now,
I know what's happening.
I
know, but it's just full of shit. It's just boring. It's crap.
Well, the thing is, there's just no stories.
WCW.
It's just because there's no stories, right? We have little stories here and there. Going into Dynasty, the only story we really had was is Swerve going to win the championship, right?
And he did.
And he did. And
Congratulations.
That was
Well-deserved.
great. Well deserved. Congratulations to Swerve.
Whose house?
Whose house? Swerve's house, baby. That's for sure. And that's kind of all we got. So now with this whole footage thing that happened, the fans were like shitting on Tony for that. Like, really, this is just for ratings. But they did it in a cool way where they got Jack Perry a little bit of notoriety in New Japan and whatever. And then it turns out Tony Khan is no longer there, but Young Bucks were playing that heel role. They're the EVPs, and they're going to sign Jack Perry back. And this is actually a very WWE-ish story, but it works. It gets you kind of interested because now you want to know what's up. You're going to have the Elite versus AEW kind of thing, right? So that's going to be fun. It was also just announced that there's going to be Anarchy in the Arena, Young Bucks and Okada with Jack Perry versus Daniel Bryan, FTR, and Eddie Kingston. So that is going to be a crazy, stupid, fun match. And I'm just glad Jericho's not randomly involved in an Anarchy in the Arena match because I really don't want to see him there. But yeah. And so they are slowly getting storylines, but that's technically the problem. This is where the best wrestle, but this is not where the best wrestle have great storylines, unfortunately. That gets tossed into the side, and unfortunately, that's why no one really focuses so much on what is kind of going on. Daniel Bryan versus Will Ospreay, I hope you watch that match because that match was fire. And if you haven't, go watch it and then rewatch it again. And yeah, match of the decade. Of the decade. I'm willing to put that match as a contender for top 10 wrestling matches of wrestling matches.
Why?
It just was so technical, and it was back and forth action, and it was two of the best doing it, bro. It was.
Who are we talking about here? Just to make sure we're in
Daniel Bryan versus Will Ospreay.
Okay, no, I did not watch it. I thought we were talking about something else.
You did not watch it?
No, I didn't watch nothing.
Go watch it.
It's been months, I tell you, months.
Well, get to it, bro. Get to it. You're not gonna like the product if you don't watch.
Boring.
No, how do you know it's boring? You don't watch.
I have it on my PVR, okay?
But you don't watch.
I last 10 minutes.
I record it, but I don't watch.
I watch 10 minutes, and I'm ready.
Look, I get you. Because for a while with AEW 2, I wasn't paying attention to much. Okay? And I'm slowly getting back into it. But I do get you. I'm definitely more fixated on what's happening on Raw or SmackDown than I am than AEW. So I do understand that there, and I'm slowly still getting into it. But the Elite versus AEW storyline is fire. That's fun. They're hopefully taking it somewhere. Adam Cole now is off injury, right? He stood up from his wheelchair, which you maybe didn't know since you didn't see it. But he came out of his wheelchair, so he's standing up. So he should be back soon. Kenny Omega being on TV and stuff like that, he should also be back soon. Yeah, he should also be back soon. So a lot of the wrestlers are coming back. Ricky Starks, apparently he's not even injured. He's just not being used. A lot of people thought that he wasn't doing anything. He was just injured or something like that, but he's just not being used. So Tony Khan's definitely dropping the ball there. We're probably going to see MJF come back. I think maybe since MJF left, he stopped caring. Is what I'm thinking on your end.
Does he still have a contract?
So I think he's still under contract. I think AEW put him under their alumni page. That might just be to throw people off. And one of their pay-per-views, I think it's Double or Nothing, or the next one, All In or All Out, something, is in Long Island, New York.
Wow.
So he's coming. He's definitely coming back. And,
Is that going to WWE? Isn't it 2024?
Maybe the end of 2024, or maybe he resigned. You never know. I don't know. He's really good friends with Triple H, though, and now with everything happening in WWE and whatnot, Cody, and he's good friends with Cody. Ricky Starks, I think his contract is also coming up too. He's good friends with Ricky, and Cody is good friends with them both. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? But I mean, Khan has money too, so you can still kind of wrestle and really get over, be the top dog, and be champion again. You know what I mean? And make still a lot of money while still sticking with AEW. So we'll see. And maybe all this time that MJF is injured, maybe that's an extension to his contract, anyways, right? Maybe the bidding war of 2024 cannot happen in 2024 because he has been injured for like 4 months. But wow, Cody versus AJ Styles is also another top match contender. Not going to say match of the decade, but probably the best match that I've seen with Cody since he came back from injury.
This is my problem. This is what I knew was going to happen. There are some people, some wrestlers, that are good for the chase. There are some wrestlers that are good as the challenger and the champion.
Some wrestlers that are good for the chase. Okay.
It's been, what, a month that Cody's champion, more or less?
Almost, like 3 weeks. But yeah, let's say a month.
And he's boring as fuck.
I think you're just a grouch, though. Honestly, you're just a grouch. The fans absolutely love him. He's completely over. The what do you want to talk about is still happening. Everyone is always better when they're chasing the championship.
No.
The face is always better chasing the championship. Once the face has the title, he is not as glorified. He's still glorified. He's still glorified, though. I can't even necessarily say that. But it's not as appealing because once the face is champion, where do we go from here? Right? So I do understand that, but at the same time, he's still very much
a grouch. I'm not saying he's not over.
Grouch.
No.
Your name is Big Red Oscar. Oscar the Big Red. All right? You're so grouchy.
I'm not saying that he's not over. He's 100% over.
He's definitely over, yeah.
But he's boring. Over, but boring.
I don't know. He's still put on stellar matches, though, too. I think it's fine. It's just we need another storyline for him. We haven't gotten a storyline. The drafts just got finalized and whatnot, so I think they'll eventually build to a storyline. Him and AJ kind of had a little build there, but that match ultimately ended up being a fire match with a mini little storyline. Maybe that might even continue because definitely AJ turning heel. Jesus. AJ turning heel works good with Cody Rhodes. They have great chemistry in the ring, of course. The fact that they never faced each other is wild. You know what I mean? So I was really happy with that match. And we'll see. I think it's still too early. It's only been 3 weeks, and they had a draft to do and a bunch of other crap. So I think it's going to slowly start leading to something for Money in the Bank, which is, I believe, their next pay-per-view. Or SummerSlam is technically their next pay-per-view, I think. And,
SummerSlam is in August.
Oh, it's in August. Okay, sorry. Money in the Bank, then, I feel like, is coming up. Let's check that. because now I don't know my pay-per-views here. WWE pay-per-view schedule 2024. All right. So, Jesus. Okay, they're also including the NXT ones. NXT Spring Breaking we done did. The draft happened. Backlash happened. Okay, so the next one is King and Queen of the Ring. Nothing. They might maybe do something there. You're probably going to want Cody Rhodes at Saudi Arabia. I imagine you're going to do maybe Cody versus AJ again, and then that will kind of finalize that. You then have the Clash at the Castle. That's definitely going to be maybe where Drew faces Punk.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it should be for a title, though. But I don't see Cody losing it. Oh, no. Cody's on SmackDown. Who's the champion for Raw? Who's the other champion? Cody's the champion, and then...
Priest?
Oh, yeah. Priest. Jesus Christ. Yeah. He's definitely a fly on the wall. Yeah. Good old Priest. Yeah. I don't know. And I think Priest is going to be a transitional for Drew to win it or McIntyre to win it. Drew or CM Punk to win it. And then you're going to get Drew face CM Punk at Clash of the Castle.
You think it's going to be
or you maybe get Drew versus Sheamus at Clash of the Castle. I feel like Drew is definitely going to be going for the title or going to be the champion at Clash of the Castle. Or, yeah. I think they're going to rewrite the wrong that they did last year. Where he faced Roman and he didn't win. Or was it Brock? I think it was Roman. Yeah, Roman and he didn't win. So that's what they're going to do there. I feel like. But, yeah, in terms of Backlash, it was great. The fans definitely made it even better. They made a killing in terms of money. We found out WrestleMania was in Vegas. Rumors that London is now something that could potentially happen for WrestleMania as well, perhaps for next year. Maybe Minnesota is still there. We'll definitely see what happens with that. But for now, WrestleMania in Vegas. Lucky number 7. Let's go. April 19th, April 20. That's where it's at. And, yeah. So Backlash was fun. King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring tournaments are happening. I'm happy that Valkyrie is on the up and up. She finally got her push to... I thought Perez was going to be... Wasn't Roxanne Perez called up too? No. I thought she was going to get called. Carmelo Hayes got called up as well for SmackDown. That's going to be fire. That was also a fire match there between Carmelo and Cody. Mm-hmm. Although we knew Cody was going to win, Cody definitely made Carmelo Hayes look really... I mean, you don't need much to make Carmelo look good in the ring, but Cody definitely helped with that a little bit. So Carmelo definitely has a few things coming. The dude already looks like a star. So with Trick being champion in NXT and that feud being done with, Carmelo definitely getting another title shot down the line is definitely happening because the dude has complete star power. And
I'm thinking of I'm trying to think of what's her name. Give me a second. The announcer for NXT, what's her name? That's going to SmackDown now?
Oh, I think it's Amanda something.
Amanda.
Well, I don't. Amanda.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? The ring announcer.
I know who you're talking about. You're not talking about obviously Samantha Irvin.
No.
Samantha Irvin's on Raw. Yeah, she's replacing Mike Rome on SmackDown.
Which I'm very happy with because I don't like Rome at all.
I mean, that's fine. And Rome is going to NXT. I don't mind Rome. I do think Samantha Irvin takes the cake in announcing, though. She's really fire. You even had what's his face give her a comment on her announcing. Mr. Let's Get Ready to Rumble there. Bruce Buffer. Compliment her on her announcing. And that's, coming from the top guy of the announcing world. So when you get kudos like that, you're doing something right. But yeah, so that they're going to make history with that, where they're actually going to have two, I don't know what the right way to say it, but two minorities, technically, who are going to be announcers, two people of color who are going to be announcers.
Women.
And two women on top of that as well. So they're making history there. And yeah, I mean, Samantha Irvin's fire. I don't watch NXT enough to know how she is. But I guess we'll find out when I hear her on SmackDown. When is that change technically happening? Next week? Or it already happened?
Tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to find out tomorrow. Okay. So we'll definitely find out. Yeah, because I barely watch NXT, so I don't know how she is. But if she's anything like Samantha Irvin, she'll be fired. Because as all she has to do is, Mike Rome is just a bit too robotic. He has his moments where he has character and charisma, but then he's just, robotic, in my opinion.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, he's all right. He's just very general, very neutral. And then when you have someone like Samantha Irvin who makes it her own, you're like, oh shit, that's what announcers should be like. You know what I mean? We've never been put in that scenario, and Samantha Irvin is that girl, is that woman to really showcase, oh shit, okay, that's what you can do. Like, people are talking about her. When have you ever heard someone talk about the ring announcer, aside from the other than from them dying or them being in a feud? A little.
I've heard people talk about Garcia.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the only time I really remember talking about Garcia is, oh, hey, she had a song come out on the WWF Aggression CD. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's fair. But yeah, Samantha Irvin, top dog, no problem. She good. She Gucci. Mm-hmm. And hopefully the announcer from NXT is just as good. We'll find out tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
We shall. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Any other news that went on your way that you'd like to discuss?
I'm thinking blah 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 blah. The releases? Did we talk about the releases a bit?
Right. No, that's fair. So this is apparently a Triple H call. There were a bunch of releases on WWE NXT. The names are technically a bunch of nobodies.
Except there's okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, hold on. Sorry. I was talking about the new modern one that came out. But yes, the unfortunate news that Cameron freaking Grimes has been released from WWE and NXT is mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. I did enjoy his wrestling work. Even his even his gimmick. When he had an NXT, but he wasn't doing anything in the main roster, unfortunately. Just wasn't being used, and his whole heartfelt apology was really sad. But it is what it is. What Triple H didn't mention, like, hey, these things happen. You know what I mean? We're a business. If you're making profit, then take a hike.
It is what it is, I guess. Yeah. Aren't you surprised about Jinder?
Yes, that's it. So Jinder 2 is definitely another surprise. Well, that's why I was thinking of who else was definitely not surprised about Veer, though. He freaking came. We've been waiting for him to come for so fucking long to Raw, and then he finally comes and no one cares, and then he was just on the back burner. Totally surprised about Jinder, especially since he was just recently used on SmackDown with The Rock. He did talk about that with Chris Van Fleet, about being used and how they entrusted him with doing a thing with The Rock. But but he hasn't been used in God knows how long. And I think this whole when he goes to India, they'll use him as an excuse. Is it's getting old, and I think Triple H wanted to just cut some fat. That unfortunately is what he did.
Well, I was surprised. Like, it is what it is. But I was like, oh, really? Well, that happened.
Yeah. It was just kind of like that. And Trips didn't really he said, he just took it as a business move. It is what it is.
Oh, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's a business, fortunately, these things got to happen, and that's life. And and so I'm sure Trevor, who's Cameron Grimes, will probably go back to Impact or maybe get picked up by AEW. But his career is definitely not over.
I see him more in Impact. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was an Impact before, right? So that's where WWE got him from. So yeah, he can definitely go back there. Santana is an Impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Santana is there. He showed up on Impact's last pay-per-view there. So you know what? You're having an AEW guy there. You can definitely get next WWE guy there as well. But yeah, I'm sure he'll get back up on his feet. And it's just unfortunate. I really liked Cameron Grimes' style. His gimmick was great. Even though it was getting a little old, it was still great. And I was always like, to the moon. You know what I mean? Like, I loved Cameron Grimes in NXT, especially. Dude did fire ladder matches. So very disappointed that Cameron Grimes was released, and also disappointed that Jinder was released as well, just because the guy was like furniture, and I don't get why you don't keep that big of a name who's like almost like synonymous to Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I am lost my train of thought just there. What was I saying? You weren't paying attention.
No, I was, but I wasn't.
You were, but so you weren't. You can't pay attention and then not pay attention.
Sorry.
But all that to say, bunch of cuts. And also Drew Gulak was another one. Drew Gulak Drew Gulak is a phenomenal wrestler, though. Apparently, he is an asshole. That's what a lot of rumors were speculating. Ronda Rousey made some claim of Drew Gulak basically doing a sexual advance on her or something by mistake, but whatever. She had that in her book, where he accidentally hit her boob or something. But whatever, it was what it was. But apparently there's another rumor going around that the dude's kind of an asshole and that he purposely tries to injure people for those coming off of who just recently came off the injury list and try to purposely injure them more on where they just got injured from. So if that is true, definitely not someone you need in any freaking wrestling company. If it's not true, bring him the AEWs, man. I would love to see Bryan Danielson and some Drew Gulak matches. Those matches were fire in WWE, and I would love to see them again in AEW where they can go all out. And Drew Gulak is a mini Daniel Bryan, bro. He can cook. He's a great technical wrestler. He's a mini Daniel Bryan. He just was never really given a chance to do anything. But if his attitude is as trashy as people are saying, then he's not going to really last long anywhere. And no crying video this time. Was it him, Drew Gulak, who ended up crying and he was going to get released? No. I think that was I think it was Drew Gulak, if I'm not mistaken. But this time he just took it and bounced. You know, God, I don't know when the last time he was on TV. Probably during NXT, but I don't watch NXT much, so I cannot tell you. Sounds like a different rumor. Have only making those claims. Sounds like a different rumor. Have any links to people making those claims about Drew Gulak? I did see it on Twitter, and I think Fightful had mentioned something. Spud was the one who cried and got hired back. Thank you. Spud was the one who Spud was the one who did that. I did see that. I feel like I got it from Fightful. Let's check, because you're right. I shouldn't be making those kind of claims if it's not legit. Let's check that out. Purposely. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so Fightful Select has reported that Ronda Rousey's claims, initiated investigation into both the incident and Gulak himself, while his public response to Rousey is said to have made things worse for him. It was seemingly not the determining factor for Gulak's time in WWE to come to an end. Several talents told Fightful that Gulak was a bully who was known to target legitimate injuries during matches. One incident is alleged to have seen him re-dislocating the finger of a star who had previously had the same injury in another incident. Gulak is said to have been reprimanded by Shawn Michaels and other NXT coaches for spiking a star during a match. So, Fightful Select, that's a credible source. I don't care what Triple H thinks. He made fun of him at the post conference. But apparently he sent Sean Ross Sapp some cheese afterwards for an apology. So, yes, Fightful had reported that. And Sean Ross Sapp generally does his investigating really well. So, by all means, Sean Ross Sapp is definitely on the ball there. And, most notably, it's probably true. He's probably angry that he also isn't anywhere else in terms of on the card. So, it is what it is in that regard. That's pretty much it. The Ric Flair incident, he had made fun of Ric Flair had commented, I posted on his social media that a pizza restaurant had kicked him out for no reason. And then the restaurant had showed the footage of Ric Flair just being a tad bit belligerent and just being his cocky, prickish self of, wanting to get another drink, I think. And they told him no, because SRS is rumored to be on the WWE payroll. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that's necessarily true. I mean, who knows? Who's to say they're not all on? Who's to say Meltzer isn't on the WWE payroll? Okay, mind you, he's more of an AEW guy, I guess. But, who knows? I don't think directly on the payroll per se. I don't know. I think, I don't know. It's hard to say, whether they are or not. But they do report. He does generally report the good and the bad too on both ends. And he does have a way about it. And I don't think he would be asking so much money off of his Patreon there too for his Fightful Select stuff. Maybe he does get little benefits here and there. I don't necessarily think on the payroll. He's not always the kindest to WWE. And on some of his Twitter stuff.
Who's SRS?
Sean Ross Sapp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
One job. Some wrestling fan you are.
I don't follow these people that they call in each other reporters.
Yeah, well, look, he's a reporter. People follow him.
Yeah, I know.
He's one of the credible ones. So there's too many people making outlandish shit on random websites that they randomly build. When we report, I believe we all try our best to find actual factual sources. Like Sean Ross Sapp, or we try to dig even deeper to see what we can find and or try to provide hard proof evidence of it being the case. There's so much bullshit going around. I do try to be as factual when I am reporting anything and everything. So there's just a lot of people who just are clickbaiters and just are doing it for the clicks, or who are one-sided, and we don't try to be one-sided here. I don't, at least. I know Kid Crazy doesn't like AEW all that much, but I'm just a fan of wrestling, and I really don't mind either. But yes, I would say WWE is killing it right now. AEW, but as AEW is getting there, Swerve, between the whole Swerve and Christian
it was
thing,
getting there. It was starting good. Then
you're not watching. Start watching a fucking week Dynamite, and then come talk to me.
Fine.
Watch more than 10 minutes, and then come talk to me. We'll do a watch along. You know what? We'll do a watch along on freaking Twitch.
I can't do watch alongs.
No, okay, why? Because you're not gonna watch it, motherfucker. That's why.
Because I'm gonna crash.
You're gonna crash. Exactly. So it's not my fault.
I go to bed early.
It's not my fault. You're a fucking sleepyhead.
Fucking guy.
And that's it. I don't know what else to talk about. I've ran out of things to talk about.
I think we did a lot.
I did a lot.
Fuck you.
I'm teasing. Well, definitely try to do another one with all three of us, though. We're supposed to do this once a month, but Kid Crazy had something to do. But we're going to try to get all three of us, and we'll do a more in-depth thing on everything that's going on. I'm sure Kid Crazy has opinions, and I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have stuff that I need to drill him on. Pause or no Diddy, whatever you want to say. That I think is going to be complete bullshit. So that should be a fun opinionated cast in that regard. So we'll try to maybe do something soon. Look out for our socials at WTN Wrestling on everything, the Facebooks, the Twitters, or rather the X, the Instagrams, the Twitches of the world, and of course the TikToks of the world at WTN Wrestling, Wrestling Talk Now. Check it all out. We're definitely going to be more posting, a lot more stuff there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just so far, we're just waiting for the King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring, as well as AEW's Double or Nothing, which is coming up soon. I think Double or Nothing is actually coming up also May 26th as well. I think they're going head to head, but because they're going to be in Saudi Arabia, they're technically going to be during the day. Okay. So that's where it's kind of going to be an all crazy wrestling day on top of it. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. That's what PVRs are for. Hey, someone's messaging. Great job. You're going live for 9. Oh, that's just fucking TikTok saying great job. Went live for 90 minutes. So guess what? We fucking did that there. But got no traction in that regard. Now, the last thing we need to do, though. Oh. We apparently still need to confirm our age. Okay, so we'll do that at some point. That's not a problem. And doing it for 3 days won't be an issue either. But that's pretty much it. Any final words, good sir?
No, good sir. It was great to be on live.
And, yeah, great to be on live. And we'll definitely be more prepared. I feel like we had 3 months to prepare and we didn't do shit. So I don't know what to tell you. I had an eye operation, so I have an excuse. It's kind of hard for me to do much. Big Red has a family, though. So, you know, families...
and growing.
Families come first and growing. That's it. That's it. That's very true. Damn. So that's fair. But we'll definitely be back. We'll keep you posted on our socials at WTN Wrestling. And, yeah. And we'll keep you in the loop for everything else. Thank you, Bastard, for coming on and joining us on YouTube, as well as George or Serge. George? Was it George?
Serge.
It was George. Serge for saying what's up. We certainly do appreciate you, good sir. And we look forward to having you guys next time. We'll keep you all posted and definitely advertise a bit more. This was just right off the bat, and I am losing my voice. So until next time, guys, ciao for now.